You know this? You're finally lying down hoping for rest and boom, your tinnitus feels 10 times louder. And why does this happen? Is there something wrong? And more importantly, what can you do about it? Why does tinnitus always feel louder at night? Today we're going to get to the bottom of that question, and we're also going to get into how you can break the cycle and slowly get towards restful sleep again. Welcome. Yeah, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tinnitus Coach Frieder, the guy who was born deaf in his left ear with a hearing aid and severe high-pitched tinnitus in his remaining right ear. And personally, I've worked with over 500 people, helping them to go from bothersome to non-bothersome tinnitus. I'm also the founder of mytinnitus.club, where I host our 12 weeks tinnitus habituation program. And if you are here because you are having trouble sleeping well at night, then that is absolutely something that I see very, very often in many people. And today we want to talk about the fact why tinnitus feels louder at night and how we can break the cycle of insomnia and tinnitus. So for many people, it is quite normal that tinnitus feels louder at night. And that is quite normal, right? So at night, we have a lot less soundscapes, right? We are inside, we're winding down, even all the environmentscapes outside are winding down, nature is calming down, less bird sounds, less cars, less traffic, and all of that is very normal, right? So in total, at night, the brain just simply has a lot less distractions, allowing it to be distracted from the presence of tinnitus. So just imagine being in a dark room with a teeny tiny light, right? That light seems bright, not because it changed, but because nothing else is competing against it, right? In neuroscience, perception and attention are very, very closely linked to the limbic system. The system in our brain that tells us if we are in danger or what we should be expecting, what we should be avoiding, that governs which hormones are released, if stress hormones are present or not. And it is quite normal that, you know, the perception and attention in and of itself, then if we have that relationship with tinnitus of not being able to sleep or a dreadful day at work or a lot of anxiety with it, it is quite normal that that attention that you're zoning in on is then leading to this vicious cycle of tinnitus attention, tinnitus seeming louder, and the brain interpreting as a threat. In essence, tinnitus is not really louder at night. Your brain's just tuning in and zoning in on it a lot more. And that's something very, very important because that allows us to also get in and interrupt the second thing that I want to talk to you guys about today, stress, cortisol, and the worry spiral. So at the end of the day, we of course have a lot of accumulated stress and fatigue, right? The body enters into this like tired but wired state where we get into more shallow breathing. We are becoming hypervigilant around our environment. We already maybe are a little bit anxious about going to sleep. So that leads to the fact that cortisol levels are rising, although they should be falling because we're trying to get to sleep. So tinnitus in and of itself becomes more threatening. Your brain is therefore scanning for problems and says, well, there is a problem, I'm perceiving the sound, and therefore the sound itself produces the reaction that then in and of itself will not let you sleep. So here's a few things that you can do and get into in order to get better sleep despite the presence of your tinnitus. So trying to escape the tinnitus actually makes it worse because you become stuck in the so-called, what I like to call, the resistance loop. You hear the sound, you focus on it, you try to push it away, you get even more anxious, and the perception of your tinnitus therefore intensifies, right? So the acceptance and commitment concept that we would have here, and that I also share with everyone in my club, is that the struggling that we do with the sound, right? The thoughts and emotions and the struggle around the sound, that makes the sound feel worse. Therefore, it seems like the tinnitus is louder. But What if, and this is a huge step here, really, really a huge step, hear me out, pay attention to this. What if you didn't need to pay attention what if you didn't need to escape the sound, just relate to it in a different way? And let me get into what I mean by that. And in order to get into what I mean by that, if you can just relate to tinnitus in a different way, I want to share with you 3 very simple tools, also partly from our club. The first one is an evening decompression ritual. Like maybe do some gentle movement, stretching and walking, breathing, journaling, trying to stay off screens 30 minutes before bed, and teach your nervous system that it's safe to shift and wire down. Second thing that I want to talk to you about is anchoring attention gently, right? It's very, very important that you can pay attention and bring attention to body sensations, the breath or external sounds, not in order to block tinnitus out, but to give your brain other things to hold on, to say, well, the tinnitus is present, but there are also so many other things that are present and I can focus on both of them, and that's okay. Therefore, this fight or flight and vicious cycle is going to calm down. And of course, I have a lot of like these soundscapes. I don't like to call it sound therapy because I don't encourage sound therapy, but I have a lot of like soundscape videos with like running water and streams like that. If that's the ultima ratio and you really need some background sounds in order to signal yourself that you're safe, by all means go ahead. And in our 12 weeks program, we will teach you how to wean off the supposedly sound therapy and the thing that keeps you stuck so much. The third thing that I want to mention, and we have a whole month of that in the community devoted last year to self-compassion. We still have the resources, exercises and videos, recordings from that month where I teach people in 3 hours how you use self-compassion, is to say that this intense tinnitus moment is temporary. My brain is learning to let go, right? And you can be compassionate with yourself. Instead of being like super hard and saying like, I won't be able to sleep again, tomorrow I won't be able to function, I can't do X, Y, Z, just because of my tinnitus, it's all a mess, I can't do this anymore, right? Instead of talking to yourself like that, you can use soft and reassuring language, right? And to say to yourself, hey, I've got this. I mean, this is tough, this is difficult. Everybody feels like this at times. Many people with tinnitus feel like this right now. Chances are there are a lot of people who are feeling exactly the same what you feel right now, this very moment of the night. I guide you through a lot more of these things inside our 12 weeks program. If you want to find out more, just go to www.mytinnitus.club. I think the biggest takeaway, the key takeaway from this video is that your brain can learn that tinnitus is safe even at night. You know, that your brain can be hopeful and rely on its own neuroplastic ability to learn new things and adopt new habits, like being safe and relaxing and sleeping well in bed despite the presence of tinnitus, right? You're not stuck with it how it feels now. It will not last forever. Your brain is adaptable and your nights can become peaceful and relaxing again. So tinnitus is not dangerous, and increased and heightened perception of it is normal. And I've seen hundreds of clients going from dreadful nights to sleeping peacefully 6 to 8 hours and sleeping exactly the time that they need in order to have a good day and to get ahead with their projects, to do the things that they need to be doing in order to live a full and meaningful life despite the presence of their tinnitus. And if this resonated with you and if you like it, then I created a 4-day basic habituation course that talks you throughout all the steps that you can start taking in order to teach your brain that tinnitus is not dangerous, because in 99% of all cases it is not dangerous, and that is in the links below. And another thing that, of course, if you're already ready to jump in, then you go to www.mytinnitus.club and join our 12-week tinnitus habituation program, where we'll be waiting for you with group coaching sessions with people from all over the world who understand, and a positive community, and really helping people with one-on-one and peer support to go from bothersome to non-bothersome tinnitus. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments below. I hope that you have a peaceful and restful night's sleep. I thank you for subscribing if this has been helpful and recommending this channel to other people. We don't sell thousands of dollars worth of hearing aids. We sell a self-made program. I've tested and tried it myself as a deaf person with tinnitus. You will see many people confirming this in the success story space that we created here on YouTube. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.